Okay, so once again down at Power Engineering, and today we're going to be working on Squiz's XR2 again. We're going to be putting on throttle bodies, individual throttle bodies, because it's already got one of those Weber carburettor looking throttle bodies, but we're just not getting on with it. So got Martinez, Zaki Poo, Barton, and Squiz is in the toilet. Yeah, we're just going to bring the car in, bang the throttle bodies on. Hopefully it'll work.
Just like that. Throttle bodies conversion.
Yeah, this is how you put EFI onto an XR2 take 3. Right, so on the previous videos we mounted this on a Lynx manifold which faced this way, and we had issues at low engine speed where, because the injectors are pointing at crazy angles, it was squirting more fuel down. I can't even remember what cylinders, 1 and 3 were getting a lot more fuel than the other two, so it never ran quite right at low engine speed. So we cobbled this thing together to try and resolve that on a XR2 inlet manifold, is that?
Yeah.
And I think where you've got the injector squirting fuel onto this wall here, we're still not getting a good atomization of fuel, so it's still not running quite right low down. And the whole point about putting the trigger wheel, the coil pack, getting rid of the dizzy and running it on fuel injection was to make it drive nice for cruising around, because Squiz likes to cruise around a lot. So yeah, basically we're going to bin this idea, and we've resorted to buying individual Omex throttle bodies, so we're going to be fitting them today. This is Squiz's Christmas present to himself. And these are all, yeah, Omex individual throttle bodies. So we've got all the linkage. Is that a top mounted linkage, do you know? Or can you run it either which way? TPS. What size are they? 40s. These should still make quite a big difference compared to what you've currently got on there. Fuel rails. What else you got in there? Map sensor, is that?
And there's another TPS in there as well, I think. We had 2 of them for some reason.
Fair enough. Ah, the trumpets. Hopefully they clear the bulkhead. So let the strip down commence. I forgot how much effort went into this crazy bracket down here to mount the throttle linkage underneath. Crazy linkage and bracket off. Yeah, you've got to drop the coolant out because the head's got a hole in it that shares coolant into the inlet manifold, so when we take this off it's going to pour water out the back of the engine block.
See you later.
Oh, do you reckon our coil pack bracket's going to fit on the old, on the new inlet?
Yeah, I think it'll be alright.
Just bend it onto it. It's going to be there or thereabouts. Yeah. What are you doing? Just cleaning out the threads or retapping it?
No, helicoiling it all to metric thread.
Oh. Yeah. We've already put in the union for the water take-off in the middle.
No, that was already in there.
Oh, was it? I don't know.
You need the Squiz should have like a 90-degree fitting which should go in there though.
What, and clear the head?
Hopefully, yeah. We'll see. Irritates me, there's sharp edges on it.
Oh, this isn't to clear anything? No. This is just for aesthetics? Yeah.
It's just a, one of them, like super magnets off eBay. and a centre spirit bubble. I can't remember exactly what they're called. But yeah, you can just rest it gently on there, make sure that's level.
Yeah.
And just stick it on there, keep you level.
Mid. For those who don't know about helicoils, these are crazy. They're like an outside thread and an inside thread. And you obviously thread that and then one oversize. I'll grab one out.
Oh, no, that's a nice bit kit.
Yeah, proper. So these wind into your threaded holes and give you a nice, strong, probably better than the alley on its own.
Yeah, they do. They're regarded as being stronger than an original thread.
What did you say?
Because it's like
Subframe.
yeah, I'm sure Mark 1's got rear gearbox crossmember holes in the body of the helicoil as a standard. Like you won't ever pull a helicoil out.
Who's this for?
Right, round.
Little breather tank with internal baffles.
Don't show the baffles.
No? Is it top secret?
Yeah, you can't show the baffles.
Alright.
Shiny though, isn't it? Apart from all Mark's fingerprints.
Buffing it up, yeah, I know.
Yeah, when I was last night, I was like polishing that, thinking I should probably be doing something far more productive than polishing this.
And this is a dual plenum that he's making to go on an ST170 base with a tapered top bit, slotted runner inside. Nice. Okay, so we've got an issue with the temperature sensor that's going to go into, or we need a temperature sensor for the ECU, and basically on the old inlet manifold, you could tap up into the bottom of where the water comes out the top of the block. In this one, we don't have the luxury of that on the inlet manifold that we're using, so we've had to design and make this little device. So here's one I made earlier. So this morning, got up early, sort of 6 o'clock, and then cut back to the footage of me lathing this. So we've gone down to like 16mm either side with little barbs for the hose to sit on, and it's like an inline sort of sensor holder, and then obviously turn this down. Still got to tap this for the, I think it's an M12 thread, and Zach's just blobbed this all in. So yeah, that'll basically go in the hose that comes out the water pipe on the inlet manifold, and then we can run the water temperature sensor into that top piece there. Yeah, so this is where the temperature sensor went in on the old inlet manifold. You've got this sort of water galley, but obviously on the new one we don't have that luxury, hence why we had to do the little inline boss.
Now we've got to reenact it, look. That ain't gonna fit.
Who measured
Shit
that?
on it!
Who measured that?
Well, it's fucking massive, look at it. It's just fucking unnecessarily big. Right, that's another problem.
But at the same time, you needed it, and I'm fucking, why is it not 10mm longer?
What are you going to do, just trim it down? Are you going to blob a bit of bead round the end? So is that all the helicoil's done now?
Yeah.
Looking good.
And a bit of the manifold flap to allow that to fix. So it's got that little recess, you can't see it there.
Oh, you've tapped that for the, is that for the servo? For the brake servo?
Yeah, that's done, yeah, just working that pipe out. Mocked up this water hose with the temp sensor.
Nice.
And pull that round, need a bit of silicone on there.
Have you got silicone pipe? Because I've bought.
No, yeah, got that bit there.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. So taking the inlet back off, Barton's mounting the throttle bodies onto the inlet, and then we're going to fit that all as one. Zach's just dealing with the servo pipe, just heated it up with a hot air gun and retweaked it to a different shape, so it goes underneath the master cylinder. And Squiz is being a darling and making a cup of tea. Well, just literally just nip this end off.
You don't, yeah.
We go in a mil if you want. Is it going to hit on that?
I don't think that's going to be an issue. So
that's like almost open throttle there.
Yeah.
It's got to go further, isn't it?
Yeah, it has to go further. I was trying to work out whether or not that stop would hit first or whether that would hit first. If we cut it down to the outer line.
And then try it.
Let's
have it. Nothing like cutting up really expensive parts. Too late. Fine. Yeah, just blob it in. Some standard Z-Tech injectors to go in. Should do the job. Just got to figure out this linkage. My bump it should go underneath.
Maybe go there on the top.
Oh, can you do it either which way?
Do it there, or you can mount it there.
What do you reckon? I personally would put it on the top.
Yeah, I'd say it's easier to get
just it looks better underneath, but the amount of faffing about, it's just easier just to like grab it and.
See light through them two there, but not them two.
Just crack them shut a bit more, or open those ones up. All you can adjust is the between the two, isn't it, on the bar?
Yeah.
What? Does it go that way? One hasn't got a sticker on it, hasn't it?
They've forgotten to put a sticker on it.
Yeah, that's all.
Gutted. That's what you get for buying cheap.
Yeah.
Fuel rails going on now. Yep. Is that it? Can we now try it in the engine bay?
Yeah,
see that it doesn't fit. It's going to fit.
Just hitting this wire in there.
It's going to hit this lot, isn't it? The original loom's all in the way. Try to go and get some side cutters and we'll just cut them all out.
Did you pop touching the wiper motor?
I don't think so.
Can't you put the wiring up where it should go along and cable tie it through these bits?
Just trying to tidy up some of the wiring on the bulkhead because it's pretty close to the trumpets. That's a lot of wiring.
What is all that for?
That's for your cruise control, ABS, airbags.
Not take it off.
Could do, just get blank cap.
No, take the wire, we don't need that.
Yeah, but you'd want to get a blank cap to cover that if you took the wires out.
No, just the wires, we don't leave that in there, but take the rest of the shit off we don't need.
Yeah.
Or at least cut it off there, cut them things off.
Loads of them need, there's all the old coil ones here.
Yeah, but just as smart and just cut them plugs off.
You're not ever worried about putting it all back on? You
To
know,
original.
Like fucking 20, 30 grand.
What would them plugs be for?
For the ignition system.
No.
Yeah, next week when we all put it back to stock.
No, it's not coming back to stock.
Concourse standard car.
Yeah, all original. So we've got the bodies on for the final time. Had to make a little spacer for this to clear that for the fuel pressure regulator, and we've plumbed up all of the fuel lines. Now we're just doing the sensor wires and coil leads.
You made a bracket for that before, didn't you?
Yeah, but that's probably long gone. Or you want to try and mount that in front of the trumpets. Yeah, I'll do that in a sec if you want. And then we've got to do the throttle cable, put some fluids in it, put some fuel in it, fire her up, let her rip, tater chip, see if the straight burst makes some noise.
It's got, it'll fuel, it's not that empty.
No?
No, it's not dead empty of fuel.
Enough to go A to B.
Just gotta go A to B.
I don't know what's in it, but it's not. I don't remember the last time.
Diesel's in it, that's what's in it.
Yeah.
Had to cut a little bit out the cover for the wiper motor, and Zach's just putting the TPS wiring together. And then, yeah, it's just the throttle cable, and I think we can fire it up, can't we? Is the battery got a charge in it?
Yeah.
Cool.
She's good, mate.
The world's smallest throttle cable.
It's got stuck, hasn't
Where's the handle? melted up. That's where you get me in the eye.
Yeah, cleared it. And he thought he'd be in a hospital with Helen this weekend.
Yeah. Come on, we're going early, Gil. How you getting on, Zach?
Fucking plug of shit.
Why don't we just put a 3-pin plug on it?
Plug in.
No, make a socket as well. Put
Like
a big one of
house
those-
plug.
Yeah, like a big, big surface mount 3-pin plug socket on the bulkhead. You wired the TPS round the wrong way,
Yeah.
and you should call yourself a professional.
Well, you'd presume if the Omex wiring instructions said A, B, and C, and the plug said 1, 2, and 3, so you'd presume.
What, 1 is A,
Yeah.
2 is B? Never gonna happen.
Tell you.
It's not. Are we going for fire up now?
Are we?
I don't know. We've got full throttle. Have you put the clip back on the ball, yeah?
Yeah.
Sick.
Clips on his balls. Did you put water in it?
No. Well, I'll just fire it up and see, because we might have to take the inlet off. I'm sure we won't.
You can't turn it off again.
Still not right.
No.
It's annoying. That 3-pin plug idea is not sounding like a bad idea. While Zach's rewiring the TPS, I'm just going to make a little bracket for the air temp sensor, because we've got to stick that in front of one of the trumpets. So I'm going to wang a hole in there, fold it there, cut that back, and that'll be our little bracket. So, TPS is wired up correct? Check.
It's actually on the now. It's on the correct side of the throttle bodies.
Oh really? Yeah. Oh what, so it was going backwards?
Yeah.
Oh, so you
going
had to put
backwards,
it...
not because the wiring was backwards.
Oh, is that
because
what
the
it
actual
was?
throttle position sensor was going backwards.
Ah, okay, alright.
Right hand.
And we put the bracket for the air temp sensor in front of that trumpet down there.
Did you lock up the nut on?
Yeah boy, and I pitched it right up so that shouldn't fall into the engine, he says. We've had to sort out a keyboard for the laptop because the laptop's given up. But apart from that, I think we're in a good place to try and fire it up now, aren't we? Will it blend? Go on then, Squiz, do the honours. Will it fire up first time?
Yeah.
That'll do.
Fetch that fuel.
Yeah, don't forget we haven't got any, well, we've got half a load of coolant in there. Oh, she runs.
What was smoking?
Don't actually know. I think everything was just getting hot. We must have spilt some coolant and stuff on it, on the exhaust pipe.
What we'll do next week, bring the links manifold back. We'll see what it's like just on one Omex body.
Probably worked really well.
Brand new.
No, I've got forward exactly.
Bit,
Melt it now. Right, clean it up.
every time.
That's the only reason why you can't.
Yeah? Fire in the hole. Watch your hands. Good?
Zach's just trying to balance the carbs because I don't think they're a bit out. So we've got the idle a lot better. We're just going to put the lambda in the exhaust and set up the air far, and then we'll go out and try and put a quick road map on it.
Funky this
Yeah, it's proper exhaust. So
Yeah,
I
I
spent
like it.
900 quid on it.
Yeah.
I'll give him
Who
300
built
quid.
it? Who built the manifold?
I don't know,
It's two. I need to look at the messages from site.
it's fucking cool.
It's like proper 4 into 2 into 1.
Yeah.
Proper bowl.
I see
Yeah,
why
the-
the sump had to be.
He had the exhaust,
Fettled.
he had a manifold made, then he had a system made, and the manifold wasn't good enough. So he ditched that off and had a new manifold to make the system, and that's what I put.
So the AFR gauge is bodged in. I had to go and borrow a lambda sensor off of Lawrence because mine was knackered, and we just fitted that. It seems to be working, so we've just run the wire underneath the car to the lambda bus that's in the exhaust, and then we've had to do a bit of MacGyver taping on the laptop. So I think we're now ready to go and do a quick street tune on it.
Oh yes, that's where it's at.
You ready? See you guys in a bit.
Hang on, before we go anywhere. Give it a blip. Kind of just pick the revs up a bit. Hold them like, yeah, a bit more. Okay, right, so it's rich as fuck. Let's get another load of fuel out of it.
Yeah?
Yeah, pick the revs up again. Bit more. Bit more. Bit more. Okay, alright. I think it was just lean down there actually. I don't think we really needed to do that.
Let's go do some mapping. Actually drives really well, just out the back.
Rich as fuck.
Is it?
Yeah.
Gonna clean the window before we ventured out.
Because obviously the first thing you're going to map is fucking flatten the fuck out.
Always. That's the go-to.
Like, just go flat again. Don't worry about changing down, but I think just go flat.
Yeah, ready?
Yeah.
Sounds much better as well. Throttle Bodies.
All the rattles.
I think a bit weird.
Slightly a little bit leaner than it was earlier on. It's got like accidentally knocked a bit of fuel out or something.
That's 4 pounds. Fucking what the odds? What's that? That was me. That's not me.
That's not me. Yeah, maybe we're running out of fuel.
Yeah, not me.
Good job there's a fuel station back there. I think when the phone fell on the keyboard, it did something.
It's up.
On the road again. What a fucking...
Just have to put some fuel in the old girl because we literally nearly ran out. Well, we did run out. We did run out. We pulled over on the motorway and then managed to limp it back down off the motorway and into the Texaco and fill her up. Fun times. Sorry? Oh yeah, there's a bump down here, isn't there?
Right, man.
Yeah, man.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
No, she drives mint. Pop the bonnet, let's just make sure there's nothing like falling off or loose.
Check the cherry map out. Touches.
I'm impressed with that, mate. It sounds the boobies.
Take that, Paul.
Yeah.
Mate, that's fucking done as well. I should have done that ages ago.
Just work like a
Yeah,
champ.
just when Mike's phone fell off at one point, hit the keyboard, fuck knows what it did, and then we were running out. Yeah, and it all just, yeah.
And then we started running out of fuel. But it's just, to be fair, there's too much traffic out there.
Yeah.
It was a bit hit and miss a couple of times. But
I think it's alright.
it's pretty good, Matt. Honestly, mate, it drives like a Bentley. Sounds like a Bentlly.
Smooth as anything.
Yeah.
Like even with really rich and really lean points, like it had to get really lean before it started to flush.
Yeah, stutter about. And the catch can hasn't filled itself up.
No, it'll take a while, but it will go.
Yeah. No, I'm impressed with that. Yeah, we'll take the lambda off and you can go and have a little spin in it. Just tidied up the wires. Much better. You need to go and drive it, Squiz. Squiz just going to go take it for a drive. Happy with that? Good, isn't it? Makes all the right noises. It goes really well, I think. And it cruises.
Yeah.
It's much more responsive.
No, I'm happy with that. Sounds like a proper race car now.
Sounds much better before. Much better.
It's not particularly leery, is it? What is it? Just like ported head, like fast road cam and a
Head's meant to be
standard compression.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh,
This
really?
is 1660.
1660.
1300 pistons and all that.
I don't know, those just plus 60. Bought them off a Nathan.
So that's it for another video. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to check out the merch and stickers and stuff in the Big Cartel. There's a link in the description below. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy.